America's Prejudgment, May 18th, 2024. The April 8th, 2024 solar eclipse went across America, and many people came out to view the heavenly light show. The rapture didn't occur, America did not come to an end, and many people have gone back to their daily routine, thinking that all the doom and gloom prophecy talk from prophecy watchers was wrong once again. Many prophecy watchers felt something epic was going to happen on April 8th, and after the eclipse passed, many skeptics scoffed at the idea that anything was ever going to happen. First comes the warning, then comes the judgment. Many people who have observed the 2017, 2023, and 2024 solar eclipses across America and watched them come and go have concluded that nothing scriptural is going to come of them. Many people do not know the scriptures or how God operates. Warning shot. The April 5th, 2024 4.8 magnitude earthquake in New Jersey. On April 5th, a major 4.8 magnitude earthquake struck New Jersey and rattled buildings across New York City and homes throughout the East Coast. Could this New Jersey earthquake be a forewarning that a much greater earthquake is soon coming to the United States? Jonah 3, verse 1 through 4. Now the word of Yahweh the Lord came to Jonah the second time, saying, Arise, go to Nineveh, that great city, and preach to it the message that I tell you. So Jonah arose and went to Nineveh, according to the word of Yahweh the Lord. Now Nineveh was an exceedingly great city, a 3-day journey in extent. And Jonah began to enter the city on the first day's walk. Then he cried out and said, Yet 40 days, and Nineveh shall be overthrown. It is not during an eclipse that judgment or a prejudgment comes from God, if it is coming, but 40 days after an eclipse. The 2017, 2023, and 2024 solar eclipses in concurrence point out a sign from God of the prophet Jonah that a prejudgment is coming to America on May 18th, 2024. 2 Chronicles 7, verse 14. If my people, who are called by my name, will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and heal their land. America, nationally, is not, nor will it be, turning back from its wicked ways, but instead is expanding upon them. Scripture prophecy reveals that America is end times Babylon, the great, rich, and powerful nation, and its destiny is to continue on as a sin-filled nation, be judged and destroyed. Jeremiah 51, verse 9, with interpretation. We, God, Father and Son, would have healed Babylon, America, but she is not healed. Forsake her, America, and let us go, everyone to his own country. For her, America's, judgment reaches to heaven and is lifted up to the skies. The U.S. Supreme Court legalized gay marriage on June 26, 2015. Following the legalization of gay marriage in the USA, 2 solar eclipses passed by the United States on October 14th, 2023, and on April 8th, 2024. Since the 2015 gay marriage ruling and the 2 solar eclipses that followed, the United States has not turned from its evil ways, but has expanded upon them.
To everyone celebrating Transgender Day of Visibility, I want you to know that your president sees you. Jill, Kamala, Doug, our entire administration sees you for who you are, made in the image of God and deserving of dignity, respect, and support. But we know it's hard when there are those out there who don't see you and don't respect you. For example, the onslaught of anti-transgender state laws attacking you and your families is simply wrong. This administration is standing up for you against all these hateful bills, and we're committed to advancing transgender equality in the classroom, on the playing field, at work, in our military, in our housing and healthcare systems, everywhere, simply everywhere. Today, we're announcing even more steps, but there's always more work to do to end the epidemic of violence against transgender women of color and girls of color, to ensure transgender seniors can age with dignity, and to finally pass a bipartisan Equality Act, to help transgender persons around the world live free from discrimination and violence. Above all, to be there with you. To parents of transgender children, affirming your child's identity is one of the most powerful things you can do to keep them safe and healthy. To any transgender American who's struggling, please know that you're not alone. To parents and children alike, please ask for help and know this: you're so brave, you belong, and we have your back. God bless you all. Be brave.
On March 31st, 2024, usurper President Joe Biden used a pagan holiday, Easter, to promote an abomination, transgenderism, declaring March 31st, 2024 as Trans Visibility Day, proclaiming, "Now, therefore, I, Joseph R. Biden, Jr., President of the United States of America, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Constitution and the laws of the United States, do hereby proclaim March 31st, 2024 as Transgender Day of Visibility." Meanwhile, in Russia, while usurper President Joe Biden recently used a pagan holiday, Easter, to promote an abomination, visibility for transgenders, on July 24th, 2023, Russian President Vladimir Putin signed legislation outlawing transgender surgeries and hormonal therapy nationwide, except for the treatment of congenital physiological anomalies of sex formation in children. In 2007, there were 2 pediatric gender clinics, child sex organ mutilation clinics, in the United States. In 2024, that number has grown exponentially and has spilled over into Canada and Mexico. In 2021, 42,167 children between the ages of 16 through 17 were diagnosed with gender dysphoria, which is nearly triple the number from 2017. Thousands of children have begun hormone therapy, puberty blockers, and sex organ mutilation surgery. As gender transitioning becomes more socially acceptable, expect those numbers to increase. The sour grape. Isaiah 18, verse 5. Isaiah chapter 18 references the second woe of Revelation, the destruction of the United States, and the exclusive American rapture, Isaiah 18, verse 7, which is the second of 3 major end times raptures. Isaiah 18 also contains a strange passage referring to the sour grape. Isaiah 18, verse 5. And the sour grape is ripening. Scripture Truth Ministries had previously interpreted the sour grape to mean the following: and the sour grape, the homosexual generation, is ripening, aging, in the flower, American mainstream culture. It is now evident that this interpretation is not quite accurate and has been revised. The sour grape, Isaiah 18, verse 5, revised interpretation. Isaiah 18, verse 5, with interpretation. And the sour grape, the sexually mutilated transgender generation, is ripening, aging, in the flower, American mainstream culture. A sour grape is a grape that has been punctured or damaged in some way so that it can no longer grow into a healthy grape. Scripture uses the sour grape as a metaphor to describe sexually mutilated, transgendered children. The cold biological truth is that sex changes are impossible. Every single cell of the human body remains coded with one's birth gender for life. Camille Paglia, writer for the Weekly Standard.
I personally believe that anyone who collaborates in an intrusion into a developing child's body and mind is guilty of child abuse, a crime against humanity. Okay, because that child is not prepared to make such a decision. I think that the collaboration of the bureaucratic machinery with it has to do with the assault on masculinity. Okay. Okay. You see, gender doesn't really exist. It's not really polarity. I mean, everything's all about expanding women's rights, but also terminating men, okay, and defining men out of existence. Masculinity is by definition toxic. Okay, masculinity doesn't exist. And you see, this is the proof of it.
This warning goes out to all the parents who confuse the gender of their children, support and pay to sexually mutilate their children, and the bureaucrats, doctors, politicians, and teachers who participate and or profit from the sexual exploitation and sexual mutilation of children. Matthew 18, verse 6, with interpretation. But whoso shall offend, sexually abuse, one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea. God uses heavenly signs to warn, and nature to judge. The 3 American solar eclipses of 2017, 2023, and 2024 were telegraphed warning signs from God, likened to the prophet Jonah, and the warning he issued to the people of Nineveh. Jonah 3, verse 1 through 4. The paths of the 2017 and 2024 solar eclipses point to the likelihood of a major earthquake occurring on May 18th, 2024 on the New Madrid fault line. A major earthquake coupled with a plague of cicadas will serve as a prejudgment for America on May 18th, 2024. A plague of cicadas. If there is no earthquake on May 18th, 2024 in America, at minimum, a plague of billions of cicadas is set to befall the nation on or around May 18th.
Billions of cicadas are expected to emerge this spring. The cicadas will be spotted in at least a dozen states, mostly in the Midwest and Southeast. This year will feature a rare double brood emergence that hasn't been seen since Thomas Jefferson was president and won't happen again until 2245. The cicadas will emerge when soil temperatures 8 inches deep reach 64 degrees Fahrenheit, likely around mid-May, and last for about 6 weeks. While cicadas may be loud, and there will be lots of them, scientists say they are harmless. They won't bite or sting you or your pets.
This coming emergence of cicadas can be likened to the plagues of gnats, flies, and locusts that God once brought upon Egypt. Ephesians 6, verse 10 through 13. Finally, my brethren, be strong in Yahweh the Lord, and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore, take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand. American believers, do not let the coming end-time signs and plagues bring fear to your heart, but instead be strong in your faith in Yahweh the Lord, and in the power of his might.